Dumsy dimsy dimsy doo dum 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 dum. Welcome out to Take a Hike with Jim. Of course, that makes me your boy Jim, aka you know, and we're just getting set up right here. And it is Tuesday night, so you know what that means. That means you voted. We listened, and now we're going to talk about it. We are going to discuss it. We are going to have the conversation, and chat is open. So, what was the vote this week? And we jumped it from last week, if you remember. The vote actually was a three-part vote there, and the one that won was number 3, pretty much unanimously. But we'll go through it. I mean, I'll look at it as I'm giving people time to kind of get logged on and everything. I'm sorry about the stuffiness. I'm real stuffed up, stuffy-nosed. Kind of went down with a sinus thing Sunday, and was in bed Sunday and Monday, and went to the doctor, and the doctor didn't do nothing, and I posted something on Facebook where our very own pharmacy girl right here had hit me up and said, hey, you might want to try this, and I did, and got to feeling a bit better. Went back to the doctor this morning for my regular appointment, my regular checkup, and boom, gave me some medicine, took it, laid down for a little bit, got up, done 10 rounds of boxing. Feel pretty good. So, anyway, in saying that, we're going to get on here. We are going to, I want to make sure we read this correctly, so just going to have to give me just a minute. Let's go here. You know, I know a guy, he posts like a lot. I don't know why he does that, but he does. So, you know, it is what it is. And I didn't get my Garmin turned off the other day, so it looks like that my shakedown took like 60 hours. It was like, oh, you're kidding me. I didn't get it turned off properly, so I have to figure that out. I don't know how that's gonna work. I'm pretty sure number 3 was the answer. Well, one. What the heck? Is this the one we was talking about? Wow. Okay. No, there it goes. Number 3. There was a bunch of ones. 1 or 2. 3. Okay, so 3 actually won out by 1 vote. So yeah, I was like, whoa, what the heck? Are we ready? I gotta eat dinner and may have to jump back on. Yeah. Are you early? We start at 7, so you're 5 minutes early, but it's okay. So anyway, welcome back to Take a Hike with Jim. Of course, like I said, that makes me Jim, aka your boy you know. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell right there, and hit that little thumbs up notification. Help out and support the channel. And we do have merch. We do have the coffee mug. We do have the shirt. If you're interested in that, just hit me up in chat, and I'll let you know how you can get you a shirt, a mug, or a hat. So with that being said, we're going to take number 3, right? Number 3 was the winner. I just wanted to verify and make it. So the first 30 days on trails, the miles, the resupplies, the hostile stays, the Neros, the zeros, the ins, the outs, the ups, the downs, and all the things in between, right? We're going to try to do the best we can. Now, I didn't get the full 30 days filled out, but I'm dang close. So we can have a little bit of conversation about it. I want to pull up my AT trail guide. Give me just a second. As y'all know, I'm looking at 3 different screens. I always am. So let me pull up this AT trail guide that I purchased to help me with this, because as you folks know, coming out, I was just like past the first day, I didn't have a whole lot of planning, right? So, in saying that, there were some good suggestions. There were some other things that was mentioned. So I was like, well, I guess it's okay to kind of have a loose leaf plan type of deal, but I still don't want to do that. Then I put out there, and you guys were like, well, we want to know about your 30 days. I was like, well, okay. So you want to know about my 30 days? We'll go about, I'll go ahead and start putting something together. And then I just dug deep into it, and real dug deep into it. And this has got to go through its thing here. I real deep into it. No, wrong button. And I kind of felt, I don't want to say a little bit overwhelmed, but man, it was like, I love this book. This book, the AT Trail Guide, and I have the PDF, right? I don't have the hard copy. I guess I need to get the hard copy once I get down around there somewhere. So, but we'll figure it out. So anyway, let's get started. So day 0, right? Okay, cool, Jason. So day 0. Okay, so we're doing our countdown on our videos a little bit different. Everybody goes day 0, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, thus forth and so on, right? Being military, and this is the year of the 101, and if you know, you know. We have 214 days and a wake up. So day 0 will be day 0. Then after that, the videos will go in order from 214 days and a wake up. Video 1 or whatever. 213 days and a wake up. 212 days and a wake up. Till we get to day 1, baby. Day 1 is going to be Mount Katahdin, right? We're counting it backwards, baby. We're doing it completely rear-ended. And people's going to be all kind of confused. But it's all right. It's okay. It's all right. You know, we had a lot of lieutenants in the Army used to get confused too. It'll be all right. So anyway, in saying that, okay, so day number 1 is going to be March the 10th. March the 10th is going to be day number 1, okay? So with March the 10th being day number 1, we're going to be at Amicalola, and we haven't made up our mind completely whether we're going to do the approach trail or not. As of this, yes, we're doing the approach trail. But the day of, I don't know, we might figure something out, whatever. But we start at about 1,800 feet elevation, right there at mile marker 0.0, no boat. And of course, the first miles, I know, before anybody says it, do not count, right? I already know that. But for the first day, which is March 10th, okay, so March 7th, I'm having to get together here at the house. March 8th, I get on the train. I ride the train to Chesapeake, Virginia. I arrive at Chesapeake, Virginia late March 8th in the evening. Have a few hour layover. Switch trains, and then it's a straight shot to Gainesville. Arrive at Gainesville March the 9th, like at 7:30 in the morning. I have to kind of hang around the train station until about 9:30 or so, until Bandits comes to pick me up. My man Bandits, if you need a ride on the Appalachian Trail and you need a shuttle service, let me tell you what, check out my boy Bandit, right? Bandit Services. I need to get his phone number so we can put it up here too, right? But anyway, check out Bandits, right? He good service, man. Message you get back with you and all the stuff. Got it set up playing with him. It's going to take me to Amicalola, where I'm already pre-registered electronically here from the house, but I still got to go through the class and all that stuff to get my little tag. So we'll stay at the resort at Amicalola Falls on March 9th. March the 10th, we wake up in the morning, take a shower, use the bathroom, do our business, whatever. Grab a little bite of breakfast, probably before we step out. And then on March 10th, I want to try to get as early a start as possible, so we might even skip breakfast and all that other good stuff. I don't know. But March the 10th, it's 8.8 miles, according to the AT Trail Guide. Now, all of this information is from the AT Trail Guide this year. It's not from the far out. It's not from All Trails. It's not from whatever. It's from the AT Trail Guides, not in the past, but the Trail Guide this year. So just bear with me. So Amicalola Falls State Park, we start at mile marker 0.0, don't count. And if we do the approach trail, that's going to take us all the way to mile marker 8.8, which is Springer Mountain. And then from Springer Mountain to Springer Mountain Shelter is 0.2. So you're looking at right at 9 mile day with only 0.2 of that miles counting, right? Looking at a 9 mile day. Bandit is the best. JB Not Lost, what's up? So if one of y'all out there can find Bandit's number for me and put it over the chat, I'd highly, highly appreciate that. Just put Bandits and his phone number. I'd highly appreciate that. And it should be on Google or whatever. But anyway, in saying that, so only 0.2 of that counts. Now, here's the kicker. Now, Wondering with Sam was somebody who, I was told to go back and watch. And I've watched a lot of videos. Haven't watched them all. I'm just going to be the honest confession here, right? But in saying that, right, he stayed at a shelter on the approach trail in year 2, which was last year, before approaching Springer Mountain, and that's going to be mile marker 7.3, the Black Gap Shelter. And that says, according to this book, there's a spring on the opposite side of the approach trail. So there is water there. They got camping. They got a shelter. Got different things. So, yes, I have 9 miles scheduled for the first day, for the 10th. But if I need to, depending on weather, because we don't know what the weather's going to be. Right now, we're having pretty decent weather, right? We've had some cold days, a little bit of snow days, more rain days than anything, but who knows? Beware of the eyes of March, right? March in the Appalachians bring its own set of protocols with it, right? So in saying all of that, we are looking at maybe having to stay at Black Gap Shelter on the first night. I don't want to. I want to stay at Springer Mountain on the first night if I can. But if I have to stop, I can. So the next day, which would be the 11th, and I'm not starting out with big mouths. I'm not trying to come out here and bust, 15, 20, 25, 30-mile days. I'm just not. I'm just telling you, I'm not geared up for it. I'm not there until I would happen to get through the Smokies to where I'm not reliant. And me and the lovely Lady L had this conversation. I had this conversation with Wolfie on his interview. I've talked to Jason, I think, about it a little bit, but in saying that, I'm not looking at going out there and knocking out a bunch of big mouths when I first get there. So in saying that, there's going to be a lot of little days, and there's going to be a lot of whatever days, but it is what it is. So on the 11th, so we've walked, this is going to put us 9 miles, right, the first day. So on the 11th, we're thinking, and like I said, this is all roughed in. There is no guarantee that this is the way it's going to be. There's just no guarantee. Because, like I said, I'm throwing it all out the window past the first day. This is roughed in. This is kind of where I want to be, kind of where I need to be, but not where I absolutely 100% positively have to be. So on March 11th, we're looking at getting up in the morning, packing up camp. If we don't stay in the shelter, we might even stay in the shelter that night, which would be less packing up for us because we're getting more organized now. Our new backpack should be here this week, which I'm really excited about our new pack. It's a big boy pack for long distance hikes that help me out. We got the EF, baby. We got the extended fat boy version, right? And I'm happy for it because I am a fat boy. Losing weight, but not there yet, right? So long distance hike helped me out with that. I appreciate that. So maybe now we'll have a good pack that fits. As Brock said, I just go to the first shelter, Summit Springs, in the morning. And that's where I'm at. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go to the first one and then get up early in the morning or, get halfway decent sleep, get everything packed up, and then Summit and then push on is what I'm thinking. And go from there. But I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see how it plays out. Because if I feel good and the feet are doing good, the knee's doing good, I'm feeling good, I'm winded, and I feel great, I'm going to go ahead and push on and go ahead and stay at that first night on Springer Mountain, right, to push past. And then, too, it just depends on who's with me. Let's just give you an example. Say one of the leases. We got 3 leases that are on here. I'm not letting Lisa beat me, and I know the one lease ain't starting until then. I know about what one lease is starting, but the other 2, not a clue. But, ain't happening, And then some of the people were starting earlier. But no, I'm like, you afraid to get beat by a girl? Yes. No, I'm just joking. I'm hoping to get with a group of people walk, so this will be kind of, in and out with them. And I hope to get around a group of people that's got the same different things in my mind. Brock's message came up restricted, so I don't know what it is. It says message retracted. So I don't know. I don't know what that is or what's going on there. But anyway, so day number 2, on the 11th, Springer Mountain, get up, pack up. Whether we stay in the shelter, whether we have our tent, whatever, we're going to leave Springer Mountain. I think a reasonable day for day 2 is to go from Springer Mountain to Hawk Mountain Shelter, right? So that's going to be 0.2 to 8.1. So that's going to give us what? 7.8 miles? 7.8 miles for day 2. So I think that's a really comfortable, happy medium there, right? I just really do. So I'm really looking forward to that. I saw some posts that said you don't want to stay in Hawk Mountain Shelter and all this other stuff. I went back and watched Wolfie's old videos and some other people's videos, and didn't seem to be a problem with it, so I'm okay with it. I'm good to go. So day 3, which would be the 12th, right? The 12th or the 13th is going to be our first resupply day. Now, when I say that, we're only taking 4 days to 6 days of food out with us any given time. But And these are tentative resupplies based on hostels, based on towns, based on where we're at, right? So, anyway, the 12th, we're looking at getting up Hawks Shelter, packing up, that's mile marker 8.1, and we're looking at trucking it all the way up to mile marker 15.7, which is the Gooch Mountain Shelter, which you folks know, the Gooch Mountain Shelter, there's a couple of hostels. We got Above the Clouds, we got Woods Hole, we got a couple different things. So over here on my notes, I got Above the Clouds Hostel. They no longer are going to have a resupply at the store there, right? But they've agreed to take people into town. So that's a good thing to know. They're not going to have the resupply there, I don't think, anymore. At Above the Clouds Hostel is what I got written down. And then resupply out. But then I also have resupply on site, so maybe, I don't know, maybe that was the Woods Gap. It's one of the shelters that's doing that, so I guess I need to call ahead and figure it out. But either which way it goes, they're going to let me do whatever. So, and within the 12th, 13th, 14th, I will be in that range of the Above Clouds Hostel. So I'll be able to stay there one of these 3 nights. But for day 12, that's putting us at 7.6 miles. We'll be hiking 7.6 miles on day 3. So day 1, 9 miles, maybe a little bit less, depending if we stay at the one shelter. Day 2, 7, 8 miles, depending on that first day of what we've done. Day 3, 7.6 miles. So really 3 good manageable days. Not coming out the gate, not trying to be like, whew, we got to crush it. We got to crush it big time the first 3 days. We kind of want to get, our bearings about us and go about our way. And then, boom, here comes our first, in my opinion, this is my first big mileage day. For some of you out there, this is not a big mileage day. But for me, this is going to be my first big mileage day. It's going to come on the 13th, right? And we're going to get up at the 13th at Gooch Mountain Shelter, which is mile marker 15.7. Let's get it fixed over on our map. Mile marker 15.7, Gooch Mountain Shelter. Elevation about 2,780 feet. So we've made some elevation, right? Because at 2,780 feet, we started out at 1,800 feet. So do the math. 2,000 from 18 to 2,000. So we've done some elevation, right? We've done some great elevation there. Well, not great, but decent elevation. And that's the Gooch Mountain Shelter. And then we're going to walk to the Woods Hole Shelter, which is mile marker 27.7, or get as close to it as we can. Now, there's a couple of different places here that if we needed to stay, we could stay in between. And like I said, after that first night, everything is out the window. This is just tentative. This is just all tentative at this point. But that would be the Woods Hole Shelter, in which that's going to give us, in my opinion, our first big mileage day, which would be around 12 miles, give or take, around 12 miles. So, no 60 miles in 3 days? Okay, Wolfie Hikes, and everybody else, and for everybody who has them virgin ears, hell to the nah, nah. No, not even doing it, right? Only crazy people do 60 miles in 3 days. Wolfie's one of those crazy people. He did like 100 miles in 3 days or 4 days. It was crazy. But like I said, this is all tentative. Because past the first day, I really don't care. But this is just tentative. I'm doing this for the thing. And this kind of give me a rough idea. Now, somewhere between the 12th, 13th, and 14th, I'm going to have to resupply. It's just the way it is. We'll be at Above the Clouds, be at Woods Hole. We're going to be right there to where we can get some resupplies either on spot or maybe even get into a town or something to do with resupplies from there, right? So, 14th, we're looking at Woods Hole Shelter, mile marker 21.7. Once again, if you're just tuning in, this is all by the AT Trail book, the AT Trail Guide 2026. Is what I'm using. I'm not using Far Out or any of that stuff yet. This is all just the trail guide. So it looks like it's going to be 27.7. I'm sorry. 27.7. And we're going to leave there. And it looks like we're headed to the Whitley Gap Shelter, which is going to be 38.0. 38.0. And that's going to give us a 10.3 mile day. A 10.3 mile day. He said, Jim, please do not sing. I know, right? I can't sing, but it's okay. It's all right. In the words of Miranda, it's my channel, gosh darn. But anyway, that's going to give us about 10.3 miles, right, on the 14th. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, day 5, right? So I'm going to quit counting days, but just tell you what day we're on. So the 13th, 12 miles, 14th, 10, maybe a little bit more if we get to feeling good. If we get that wolfy energy, who knows, right? 15th, looking at leaving Whitley Gap Shelter, mile marker 38, and hitting the Blue Mountain Shelter, mile marker 50.3, which should give us a 12.3 mile day. So we have 3 very good easy days. In my opinion, should be fairly easy. A 9-miler, an 8-miler, 7-miler, maybe even a 7-miler, 8-miler, 9-miler, something like that. But, you know, definitely 3 easy days to start things out. And then we pick it up just a little bit and put like 3 basically, it's been kind of challenging days for me at that point. I'm not going to lie to you, right? I'm not going to go into this being like, oh, I can do 23 miles uphill the whole way and take Sassafras Mountain on and you know, low crawl on my back all the way up it. And no, it is what it is. I know my limits, right? So, so the 16th, we're looking at, let me flip the turn the page. 16th, I know, quit singing. 16th, Blue Mountain Shelter, mile marker 50.3. We're looking at the Tray Mountain Shelter, right? So we get caught up over on our guide. We're looking at the Tray Mountain Shelter, which is going to be mile marker 58.4. Now, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in between there, around mile marker in the 30s somewhere, is Nils Gap, I think. Yep, mile marker 31.3 is going to be Nils Gap. So, you know, we don't know. Like I said, this is all very tentative. This is all very loosely planned because after the first night, we don't care. Hey, Sparky! He said, I recommend that wolfy energy. The letdown afterwards sucks. Yeah, but it makes for great stories, right? When you gonna be back out on trail, Wolfie? You gonna be able to recover? But anyway, so that looks like on, like I said, the 16th. Yeah, it looks like the 16th. Mile marker 58.4. Tray Mountain Shelter, we're looking at 8.1 miles. So we are within, and I know Ramdino hikes and everybody I've watched are like, well, within the first 3 days, you should already be at kind of Nils Gap. And I may be. I very well may be at Nils Gap in the first 3 days. Right? I'm not pushing it. Like, if I'm there, I'm there. If I can do extra miles every day, I can do extra miles. Past the first day, if I can do extra, great. I do not want an injury. I do not want to burn out. I do not want to get to the point to where, I don't know, there's just, the only competition I got is myself, right? And it's just the way it is. And I want to enjoy this thing, man. I mean, like in the words of Eminem, you got one shot, right? I'm getting Vegas playing in a tournament. Oh, boy, he's going to bet the house. Guys, we ain't going to see Wolfie back on trail because he's going to bet the truck and everything. He ain't going to be afford to go back on trail. Man. Stay away from the women who have Adam's apples, Wolfie. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, and I know he's not like it. He's got a wonderful wife and a wonderful family, so I'm not implying anything. It was just a very bad joke. Very bad joke. I hope you're having a wonderful time, Wolfie. I really do. Rest up. Rest them lungs up. And so day 17, we're looking at Tray Mountain Shelter, mile marker 58.4. Next Monday or Tuesday, woot woot. Mile marker 58.4 on Tray Mountain Shelter on the 17th to Deep Gap Shelter, which is mile marker 65.8. And it looks like that's going to put us at St. Patrick's Day. And that's going to be on the 17th, right? That's going to be on the 17th. And that's going to give us a 7.4 mile day. So we've had some good mileage days. Now we're starting to come down a little bit. And then because of the need for a resupply at this point, at least on paper, a resupply by this point, which for the 18th will be our very first Nero. Now, if you watched mine and Wolfie's interview, you'll know that we talked about taking a lot of Neros versus a lot of zeros. We're still going to have zeros, don't get me wrong, because we got to have our fair amounts of day off for body rest and recovery and all that good stuff. Believe you me, if anybody knows that now more than anybody after Shakedown, it's me. I know we got to have the recovery, right? So, but the 18th is going to be our first planned Nero, unless something changes. We're with another group or with a group of people. Go for it. Jason finally ordered him a tent. Let's hear it for Jason. The bug's catching. That's how it begins, Jason. That's how it starts right there. Hey, Sparky! Check it out. Jason ordered a tent. But we're going to make a tent camper out of him. I'm telling you what. Anyway, so that's going to be our first Nero day, right? Because of a supply thing. And I forget the actual logistics of why I chose Dix Creek Gap. I don't have it. Around the Bend Hostel on the 18th. Yes, Around the Bend Hostel pick up on the 18th at mile marker 69.4. And it's going to be $50. It's going to call, because I've already called. It's going to be $50. So that's not a bad deal. I had my little notes right there. So if I can make it there by the 18th, great. If I can't, they told me if I was a day or two later or a day two before, they could, and we would go from there. Hey, what's up, Hike with Mike? What's up, brother? If you're just joining in, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up if you're enjoying the content, hit the little bell notification, goes ding ding, right, and follow our page. And we'll get into some more stuff here in a minute. So after our first Nero, which is our very first very low mile day, I'm talking like this is less than endless wall miles here in West by God. If you know, you know. It's going to be mile marker 3 points. That's going to be 3.6 miles for our first Nero, right? And that's going to be the 18th. Yeah, it's going to be the 18th. It'll be 3.6 miles. It'll be our first Nero. Now, busting out on the 19th at Dix Creek Gap. So they're going to take drop us back off where they picked us up at Dix Creek, right? And we're going to try to make it to Muskrat Creek Shelter, mile marker 81.2. 81.2 on or around about the 19th. On or around about the 19th. Like I said, very tentative past the first day. I just want to make sure everybody understands that. It's not set in stone. But day 19, it looks like 11.8 miles. 11.8 miles. Gear research in full effect over here. Oh, fire's catching. Fire's catching. Right? If you know, you know. So 11.8 miles on the 19th. Before we know it, Wolfie, Jason's going to be section hiking and passing our asses up this year. Sorry about the cussing. Day 20. Speaking of a good, wholesome hiker channel, check out Hiking on a Prayer, right? Check her out. Great channel. And check out Tent Life Crisis. Channel, if you want something that's a little bit spicier, you got my channel. Check out. And if you want to stay in trouble, you check out Laura Evanly Ashley's channel. If you want to see somebody that's crazy, it's doing too many damn miles, you check out Wolfie's channel. It just keeps on going, right? So, day 20. Day 20, we're looking at Muskrat Creek Shelter, mile marker 81.2. We'll go up here for the pickup at 81.2. And Carter Gap Shelters at 93.7 on day 20. So it looks like this is going to be a 12.5 mile day. So when I was planning this out and I was looking, I started to notice a trend that necessarily wasn't my fault. I saw that I'd be like, here's some light days. I want to put some heavy days into it, right? Let's go for some light days and go from there. I met a young couple on the local trails, Mike says. I met a young couple on the local trails. I hiked, they were doing the whole Florida Trail heading southbound. It was cool running into them. Cool! So day 20 is 12.5 miles. Fairly decent day. Still not a very massive mileage day, right? Jason could do that with his eyes closed, blindfolded. in the dark in a black bag. I'm telling you, you know, so just what it is. Who knows? I may come section hike with you in Grayson Highlands, not far of a drive. I want to see the ponies. Well, we got hope sure that the Grayson Highlands are reopened by then. They've got a detour going on there, I'm pretty sure. I know you can't camp there, but you may be able to hike there. Farm Girl's like, I want to see the ponies too. Well, come on down and walk the Grayson Highlands with me and Jason. Be glad to have you. Day 21. It looks like we're getting up a Carter Gap mile marker 93.7. And Rock Gap Shelter, which will be mile marker 105.8. Sounds like a radio station. 105.8. The Appalachian Trail Hotline. So this will be a 12.1 mile day. And this is our first major milestone day. Actually, our second. Our first major milestone day is the day we start, right? So on day 21, this is a major day for us because this is our first 100 miles on the AT. We'll be at the fire tire, right? Now, if you're Wolfie, you've done this in 2 days. So, I'm just saying, like 3 days. Like 3 days. 4, what was it, 4 Wolfie? Something like that. It was crazy how much he done. I mean, how quick he done it. I mean, he paid the price, man. If you watch his last video, he paid the price. But, so, you know, in saying that, be our first 100 miles on day 21. Like I said, I'm not looking at a butt ton of killer miles until I start getting through the Smokies, which I have a whole nother plan for the Smokies. I've already called down and figured out what I can and can't do. Day 22. Let's go on. So, because of day 21, first 100 miles coming down, this will be another potential resupply point based on logistics and the maps and everything. He said he only done 60 in 3 days. Okay, cool. So, he done 60 in 3 days. Yeah. So, he still didn't do bad. I mean, that's killer. My God, that's killer. Yeah, she's like, only. Yeah, I know, right? We need to, his name don't need to be Wolfie Hikes anymore. It needs to be Bailey Goat. Right? So, I hope that don't stick. He'll kill me. Anyway, so, day 22, because logistics and everything around about there somewhere, we're going to have to take a resupply day, right? I'll be about 110 in about 4 days. Well, I'll be at about 110 in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's going to take me 12 days. So, actually, I'll probably do it a lot quicker than that. Like I said, because past the first day, it's all in the air. This is on paper and getting a rough idea. So the 22nd, which would be somewhere around where I will have to come off the trail for a resupply around about that time, and that's going to put me at mile marker 109.6. So we'll go right over here and go down here. 109.6, which will be the Winding Star Stair Gap, which will be getting picked up there and staying somewhere and then going back out or whatever as well. So that would give us a Nero, once again, of 3.8 miles. So a Nero of 3.8 miles that day. Go from there. Just covered the couple I bent were southbound starting from the northern Tempest in the Panhandle that will end in the Everglades. You can keep the Everglades. Long story short, keep them. I've been there. Bad experience in the Everglades. But anyway, day 23. Look at Winding. I guess it was too bad experience. Winding Gap Shelter or Winding Stairs Gap, 109.6. They'll drop us back off there. Some of these words will get to the point where I can't pronounce them. Waihaia, W-A-Y-A-H. Bald Shelter is at 120.6. Mile marker 120.6. It's on day 23. So that's going to be an 11-mile day, right? That's going to be an 11-mile day. And we could be going more miles, but that's going to be at least 11-mile day. So on the day of the 24th, Waihaia Ball Shelter, 120.6, and that's going to put us at Wesser Bald Shelter, and that's a 10.6 mile day. But here starts becoming the problem. Because of where we're at in the logistics and everything else, 25th, 29th, 30th, somewhere through there, we got a resupply, right? Roughly, somewhere. So we've got it planned, and I know that, we should still have plenty of supplies and food supplies with us and from that point. But I just, for whatever reason, I really don't want to drop past, 4 or 5 days of food. I at least want to try to keep 4 or 5, maybe even 6, but at least 4 or 5 days of food. And then we have the hiker boxes and stuff to help us out if need be, right? So if you're just joining us, you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you like the channel, and hit that little bell notification right there for me, right? So on the 29th, we look at cable gap shelter. Let's see, we know it was on the 28th, weren't we? Where we at? Let's go back. Where we at? Nope. 22nd. Also, the 25th, I'm sorry. Go back over here. So we're looking at a resupply potential on the 25th at Western Bald Shelter, 131.2. Nahala Outdoor Center, which is going to be that's we're definitely going to try our dangest to stay there, right? We want to stay at the NOC. So that's the 25th. So we'll probably go ahead and we're going to do a Nero that day, and that's going to put us at 5.7 miles. And then the 29th, like I said, resupply day potentially. That's going to be cable gap, and we're going to leave from, where the heck am I at? 25th? No, I done lost my spot again. I'm sorry. So 25th, that's why I'm all confused. So 25th, 5.7 miles, and that's putting us to NOC's 26th. It'll be a 7.1 mile day. From the NOC to Sassafras Gap Shelter. Man, I'm killer. And Fresh Grounds, if you can catch him. Yeah, Fresh Grounds will be out there. There's other trail magic and stuff too. So, but yeah, so we're going to leave the NOC about the 25th, 26th. And we'll get back going, but it looks like the 26th will be 7.1 miles, roughly, right? So another kind of light day. 27, we amp up just a hair, which still ain't going to be that bad. Sassafras Gap Shelter. The reason why I wanted a light day for Sassafras, and we'll probably push past that. I've seen videos and everything from people, even from this year, from your boy, Peace. Anyway, and I'm not making fun of him. I just don't remember his name. I just know he goes by the kid and goes, Peace. At least 80 times a video. But he's a great guy. I love watching these videos. I love watching him and his other buddy. I love it. But anyway, in saying that, they was talking about, Sassafras Mountain was no joke, and I've heard other people say Sassafras Mountain is no joke, right? So make sure that we keep that up, right, and keep that underneath our hat. So so going in 26, and from the NOC up Sassafras, maybe staying at Sassafras at night, and then come back down to, or up, but I think it's down, but down to Brown Fork Gap Shelter at mile marker 153.1 on the 28th. That's a 6.3 mile day, right? 6.3 mile day on the 28th. And then around the 29th, we're going to have a resupply, and we got to pay our fee, right? So the resupply at Cable Gap Shelter 159.4, and then we're starting into Fontana Dam at 166.2, and that's, everybody knows that's kind of right there at the start of the, according to the ATG trail guide here. Of course, I've never been there, but some of us have. 166.2. Fontana Shelter, that's going to be just like 2 miles past where the Smoky Mountain permit and park starts. But I think you get your permit, your backcountry permit there. But I think it actually starts at 164.2 is what I think. But I'm there. Nothing scares me, but I am nothing. But I'm not hiking the AT. Well, you're not hiking it yet. You're catching the bug. You're catching it. Mile marker 29, day 29, be a resupply point, potentially, because of the logistics and where everything's at. We're looking at Cable Gap Shelter, mile marker 159.4, and going to Fontana Dam Shelter, 166.2. That's going to put us at 6.8, and I think that's what they call the Hilton, right? And they got showers there, some different things, but it's first come, first served type of deal. So we're going to try to get there because we really want to stay at that one and go from there. And that'd be a 6.8 mile day. We only got a few days left of what I got mapped out, past the first. Like I said, this is all tentative. So let's look at day 30, the 30th, March the 30th. We should be 10, 20, 30, yep. So 10 days, 20 days in. We'll be 20 days in right here, 11.8. So on the 30th, we're looking at Fontana Dam Shelter, mile marker 166.2, to Molly's Ridge Shelter, which is 178.0, right? And it's 11.8 miles. Extreme day hiker. So a wise hiker once told me, Mr. Carter, that all the Appalachian Trail is a series of day hikes. There you go. Checkmate. Anyway, if you have any laundry stops built in. Yes, my laundry stops are built in with my resupply stops. If there's laundry and stuff available. If not, I do have a backup thing that I haven't showed anybody yet that I'm going to kind of show everybody in the next week or so. But yeah, the laundry stops, I'm hoping I can do it at resupplies and hostels along the way. So when I say resupply, I mean for like gear, laundry, food, rest, roast some marshmallows, make fun of Lady L for running from all the bears, laugh at least a little bit for running from the tigers, and laugh at myself for smelling like a skunk, right? So, but no, yeah, when I hit the resupply points, that's what I'm looking at when I'm saying resupply. It's not just coming off the resupplies. We're looking laundry, we're looking stay, we're looking at rest, we're looking at, what all do we need? What all do we need is, shoes, whatever the case may be. So that's what we're looking at when we say that. So, day 31, Molly's Ridge Shelter, mile marker 178, to Derek Knob Shelter, which is 190.1. This is day 31, so this is going to be a 12.1 mile day, right? 12.1 mile day. Okay, so the clean underwear, shower, yes, so the clean underwear thing, check it out. I'm taking 2 pair. A lot of people don't even wear them. And I'm like, y'all can say what you want, but she's the one that said it, not me. She's the main influencer out there when it comes to hiking. I think we can all agree to it. Her name is Dixie Carter, and Dixie said that it's okay to wear frontwards, backwards, and inside out. Okay, that's what she said. And then clean them, let one hang off your pack, and then switch them out until you can get to do laundry. So that's what I'm doing. I'm bringing 2 pair, in the words of Dixie Carter. And yeah, I'm going to buy her on what underwear. Now, I wear men's underwear. But in saying it, I think 2 pairs is going to be enough. Anyway, so we're looking at a 12.1 mile day on the 31st. The 31st. Anyway, and then the 1st of April, which is April Fool's Day, Derek Knob Shelter, mile marker 190.1, to Mount Collins Shelter, 203.1, is going to give us a 13-mile day. 13 miles on April Fool's Day. If I can do more, we will. If I got to do less, we will. But I got a reason why I'm pushing, like, from April 1st on, right? So, somewhere between the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, whatever, we got to start looking at resupplies. And we're almost at where I was at before I got cut off of G-string, probably. No. Fishnets, okay? Assless chaps, maybe. But, just joking. You know. So, April the 2nd, right? Mount Collins Shelter, mile marker 203.1, to Gatlinburg. And I didn't get the maps filled in, but we're doing a Nero that day. So, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so 5 miles or whatever. We're doing a Nero that day into Gatlinburg. We'll be staying at Gatlinburg Body Line. We're going to be... That's messed up. Come on, guys. Y'all, nobody got time. Nobody want to see this and that kind of stuff. Hell to the nah. So we're looking at Nero somewhere around the 2nd for Gatlinburg. 3rd, hopping out from Newfound Gap, 208, headed to Peck's Corner Shelter, 218.5. On the 3rd, that's going to be about a 10.5 mile day. And then the 4th, like I said, maybe another resupply day. We don't know based on where we're going from there. Because we've still got about 5 more days to fill in for you guys. But I'm getting there. So Peck's Corner Shelter, 218.5. The Cosby Knot Shelter. April 4th, we're looking at about 12.9. So, if you hike the AT Ashes Steps, let me be first. Well, they do have the naked day that nobody takes advantage of, and I will not be taking advantage of the naked day, right? More real estate for ticks. You got that right, being all you can eat buffet. But anyway, so let's jump down here to mile marker 231.4 on our guide. So let's jump down to 231.4 because we still got like 5 days to kind of fill in for you for the ways of the channel here. 231.4, which would be, yep, that's where we're at, Cosby Knob Shelter. So the reason why we done Tennessee the way we did, now, we may be in the Smokies a little bit longer. We have to, it's fine. I called down here because everybody on their videos are like, Smokies about their backcountry permits, and Smokies about their backcountry permits, and Smokies about their backcountry permits. So I called down here to the Smokies and said, hey, what about your damn Smokies backcountry permits? What about it? And they was like, well, okay, here's the deal. It's $40. You get 7 days in a wake up. So basically, they'll push you, let you like 8 days, whatever. Jokes on the ticks biting the butt. But anyway, so in saying that, so basically 7 days to get like 76 miles, 77, 78, something like that, through the Smokies. I mean, rough math here. I might be completely wrong or completely off, but roughly. So you could go ahead and pay for each day that you're out there extra, or if they choose, they can make you go ahead and pay for a double permit. So probably what I will end up doing is just dropping the $80, paying for double permit, which they said I could do. They said they'd give me a receipt thing, hold on to it. Once I get off trail, if there was any difference and I wanted some money back, too bad, but at least I've done it, right? So I was like, what's the point of holding on to the receipt? They're like, that way you can show that receipt in your paperwork that you've already double paid. That way, you know, whatever trail run or whatever it happened. Because I'm like, the Smokies, after what Wolfie had told me on the interview, I got to looking at some different things and everything. There's not a lot of videos out there on it, but he told me not to worry about it too much, the whites too much, because he was like, hey, listen, there's some spots in the Smokies that's going to get you ready for the whites. So I'm thinking, uh-oh. So I want to make sure that I'm going to give myself plenty of time in the Smokies. I have plenty of resupply points. I have the permits and everything taken care of. And then if everything comes out right, and that's on the 4th, we're going to do some miles on the 5th for a Nero. And then I'm getting picked up somewhere beyond that point. Like I said, I ain't got much past this. I still owe y'all 4 days to make it a full 30, right? But I'll be getting picked up somewhere shortly there. After that, we'll be going back to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, because April 6th is the wife's birthday. So if at all possible, if she can come down, because that's only about 2.5 hours, 45 minutes, maybe 3 from here, from my house. If she can come down, maybe great. If not, I'll see her in trail days, right? And I'll see some of the rest of my family in trail days. If not, that's fine. I'll see some of them in Harper's Ferry. If not, you know, don't piss in the wind and tell me it's raining. I'll see you when I get done in Maine. And that's just the way that it is. I love my wife, love my kids, love my brother, my family. But I got to do this for me, and I can't depend on people coming out to hike and different things. So, or even coming out to see me, and I understand that because this is my thing, and they can't interrupt their lives and their schedules to do whatever. And I appreciate them. They're going to be supporting me from home, selling these awesome T-shirts, these awesome coffee cups, and the awesome Take a Hike with Jim mugs that are available, by the way. The shirts are a nice price. These shirts right here are $25, right? The mug is $20, and depending on if you get the embroidered hat or the printed hat's $25. The embroidered hat's $30, but you get this nice logo right here, and yeah, it's all good stuff, right? And every spare penny. Now I don't make that much money off it. I don't make like $3-4 off of it after the middleman gets his money, but all it goes to the proceeds toward the trail, right? So in saying all that, so we're looking at some pretty decent mile days, and like I was telling Wolfie, I didn't want, and I hope I didn't offend Wolfie a while ago. If I did, I'm so sorry, Wolfie. I hope you're winning at the crabs table. You know, whatever you're doing at the tournament there, I hope you're doing really, really well. But in saying that, I don't, like past the first night, like I said, I don't have everything 100% etched in stone. But I do kind of have to have an idea. And I think it was AT that said, and AT said, hey, I like my hat. So see, AT got the hat. AT likes the hat. Right? But one of them was, and then Farm Girl, she got a t-shirt. Hoorah. So, you know, nobody's got the mug except me yet. But the mug is nice. It's a cup of double Java, right? But anyway, in saying all that, Wolfie, when we was talking Wolfie on his show, like I said, I don't want to be 100% locked in. I just don't. And like, if there's a group that I want to catch up with, I might put in some extra miles. Or if there's a group I want to ditch, I might put in some extra miles or less miles. And she loves her shirts. Y'all should need to buy a shirt or a hat or a mug. I'm telling you, they're amazing. You know, but in saying all that, I don't know past the first day. And I might be able to get out there and do some killer miles and just get like whatever. So I will have the pages tore out of this for my first 30 days. I'll have like, and then I'll maybe not even tore. I might even just go ahead and take it. It's lightweight enough. And then just kind of compare it from what I did walk to where it was at, where I thought it would be, and kind of go from there and see where I'm at. Because you don't know till you get out there and go from there. Question for the people on sleeping bag quilts. How do you make one thing work for the weather when it gets humid and hot? And it's 20 to 30 degree bag, and then you burn up. So I can't answer that question for everybody, Jason, because I had the same thought or the same question. So let me tell you what I did. I bought a quilt, and my quilt is rated for really for cold, but my quilt is a 10 degree Enlightened Equipment Revelation quilt system. Love it, right? And you can use it like a sleeping bag. You can wrap yourself in a cocoon, you can attach it around your thing, or you can just kind of lay it down and let the blanket lay over top of you, type of deal. So with my winter gear, I plan on sending that north. Okay. So what's going to happen when I send my winter gear north, and I send my sleeping bag north, and my puffy jacket and pants north, and I send a few other things north, my booty socks, stuff like that, north and stuff. What I plan on doing is just going to a Walmart and grabbing a cheap sleeping bag that's probably like a 40 degree temp maybe for spring, summer, whatever, kind of rocking that maybe. And I might even keep my light equipment one, just kind of throw it over me and just keep my bag, but grab a sheet or something too. And go for it, take a picture of the pages and keep on the phone rather than taking the notebook. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could do that. So, you know, versus the extra weight of having the notebook. But, and plus I'm going to have the far out app and different things too. But I'll probably, like you said, take a bunch of pictures of what I have. So, but, yeah, to answer your question, in my opinion, having had quilts and sleeping bags, I like quilts. I'm a big boy, and it takes a pretty good sized sleeping bag, which is very expensive for me to get in to have comfort, that I don't feel like I'm claustrophobic, which I'm not claustrophobic anyway, but go there. So yeah, I mean, I have multiple sleeping options, and to be honest with you, when I get kind of that place on trail, and it's hot and it's humid, I'm not staying in a damn tent, right? Because I'm carrying a tarp footprint maybe, or maybe I'll even just buy one at Walmart once somewhere I'm at. But I'm just going to buy me a cheap hammock. And not a cheap hammock, but a decent, hammock that I just string between two trees and put something on top of it, keep the rain off, and just kind of let the breeze do its thing. If it ain't a non-rainy night, I want to sleep in my tent, I can take the rain guard off. The top of my tent is nothing but mesh tent anyway, to get the airflow. But yeah, I mean, so give yourself multiple options and just pack for accordingly. And that's what I would say. And I don't know if that's right or not. You could ask Chase and some of the other ones on here that have a little bit more experience at it than me, but that's just what I've done. Summer gear, winter gear, and go from there. I just keep my legs out of my quilt when it's hot, and I use 20 all season. So yeah, there you go. Like when I had even though mine was a 10 degree quilt, and it was a little bit warmer and stuff this year, we went for a camp trip. I used it, right, and for a little while, and when I got burned up, I just kicked it off. I got chilled and kind of poured it back on, because here's the thing people need to understand, right? A sleeping bag or quilt is not going to heat you up. It holds your heat in, right? It will heat up, but it comes off of your body heat. So that's why they recommend putting a bottle of water in there that's hot or whatever if it's cold, or doing a little bit of exercises before you get in it. to heat it up type of thing, because it's the insulation that entraps and holds the heat. It itself does not produce heat, right? So you just got to go with that type of deal. I would recommend a decent 3-season sleeping mat, maybe 4-season, or a decent 4-season style sleeping mat. Something that's rated at least 4.6 or higher on the R value, Jason, at least 4.6. And go from there. Take gas relief medicine in your first aid kit. Your gut, because your gut stores up food. There you go. Yep. So that's something I didn't think about. That comes in with Wolfie right there. So yeah. So I mean, Wolfie, what's your take on the? Jason asked, "What's your take on the multiple sleeping bags things?" What's your take on that? You know, he put question for people on sleeping bags quilts. How do you make one thing work for the weather? If it's humid or hot, 20, 30 degree bag, what'll burn you up, what won't? We're recommending 2 different systems. That's what we're at. So Wolfie's little bit seasoned. He does the Allegheny Trail, plus this is his second year on the AT. He's done a little bit more, so we'll see what he says there and go from there. Pepto tabs are great, yep. Modium AD, yep. Put some of that stuff in there and go from there. Hey, Chris! What is up? Welcome out to the page. Welcome out to the channel. Tonight we went over our first 30 days on trail in the mallards. This will be potential mallards here on Tuesday. So tomorrow the new questions will be posted on the community section, right? We have not reached 500 subscribers yet. And speaking of subscribers, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up if you like the video and the channel and its content. Drop comments in here right here. Oh, love the hearts. Hit that little bell notification. Go bling bling, right? And go from there. And Tuesday night, tomorrow we will drop the new questions for next week, for next Tuesday. And of course, you vote. Being we don't got 500 subscribers, we have to do it the old-fashioned way. You vote 1, 2, 3, or 4. The one that has the most is the one that wins. We'll post that question sometime tomorrow for you folks to have that. Friday night is our subscribers appreciation. We have a lot. Thanks for the hearts. Appreciate it. Friday night is our subscribers appreciation night, right? So subscribers appreciation. What we do is we go over your comments throughout the week, and we read those, right? We read those live and different things, unless you mark them or message me privately and be like, don't read those. Since I'm not through hiking, I can control when I camp. I just don't want to buy multiple things if I don't have to. This is true. This is true. You know, if it were me, I would just go with a good 20-degree quilt, Jason. Just a good 20-degree quilt from Enlightened Equipment, something like that. You don't have to use Enlightened Equipment. There's other brands, but Enlightened Equipment, in my opinion, is the best. And that's just my opinion. And opinions are like, you know, Rolexes. Everybody wants one, but has one, but no one really knows where it came from because they couldn't afford it, type of deal. And that's not where I wanted to go with that, but I had to change it up real quick, right? But anyway, I would recommend like a good 20-degree sleeping quilt from Enlightened Equipment or somewhere like that. Good, you know, rated season 4.6 or above 4-season sleeping mat. A good 3-season tent. Go from there. Nemo spoon 35 bag is what I'm thinking. It has the vents if it gets hot. There you go. You can go with that. Even the one I have that's a 20 has the vents. I have one that's a 20 vents. Now, here's the difference between the Nemo products and the sleeping bags and the Enlightened Equipment quilts. The quilts are going to be lighter. They're going to be easier to carry. They're easier to store. They're lighter, where sleeping bags are bulkier and all that stuff. But where you're just starting out camping, I highly recommend going with a quilt. Or not a quilt, but you can go with a sleeping bag. But I highly recommend, like I said, the Enlightened Equipment Revolutionary Quilt System, you can make it into a sleeping bag. It's amazing. But it's your choice. It's your preference. Whatever. I support you either which way. Just make sure you get a good mat that's rated for 4 seasons, a good 3-season tent. You've already potentially got a bag. I figure you probably got a killer bag. So where you hike and different things. So yeah, so there you go. And then you can just kind of start going some spring camping, summer camping, so you get into it. I think you'll find out, Jason, mine and your personality as far as when it comes to trails and hiking is a lot of the same. But I think you'll find out that hiking in the fall and camping in the fall and the winter is a lot more fun than the spring and the summer. At least it is for me. Yeah, it's cold and different things, but less bugs, less people. There you go. I mean, it just is what it is. Not that I don't want to be around people, but when I'm camping around here, folks, I just want to be me. You know what I mean? So yeah, so there you go. So there's some of the information we got for you and different things, and what we plan on doing as far as mileage goes. And like I said, it's gonna be up in the air. Ramdino says you can make Nils Gap in 3 days. The average person, we're a little bit below average, right? We're a little bit slower and different things, but it just depends on how much weight we've lost and go from there. I need a backpacking bag. I only have day packs now. Well, stand fast. Don't buy one because I might have you one. We'll see. Just let me play some things by ear. Because I can't get into details, but I received an email and I might be able to get you one We'll do it. Just hang tight. Can't promise, but hang tight. Less bugs too, yeah, for the winter. But so maybe we walk the miles that most people do or whatever, but we got to lose the weight. We're gonna get ready to start kind of go from there. Where you still need some type of underquilt. And that was my thing. Like with my Revelation quilt, because I watched Natasha and I watched a couple others that's hiked the Appalachian Trail stuff that had the Enlightened Equipment quilt. And they had just the quilt was fine, other than if they needed a liner or whatever. Now, personally, my quilt, I've slept out with it being 28 degrees, 21 degrees, 17 degrees, 14 degrees, and the other night it was 38 degrees or 36 degrees. Yeah. So, and I've never had an issue where I got downright cold. And, some of them issues I was layered up. I didn't get downright cold. I did get a chill here and there. For mine, I got a foam mat, then I got my regular mat, then I got my quilt. So I'm not saying that you're going to need one or need another one to go underneath that. That would be nice. If I can afford it, I would do it. I just don't know that I can afford it. So yeah, base layers and everything is what I will have to try to roll with. And then if I'm out there and I find out that I need another one, I'll rock it and go with it. I'll take Wolfie's advice and just order one, pull the trigger, and have it delivered to a hostel and use it. You know what I mean? I want to avoid the cold since I can pick and choose when I want to go. Well, yeah, we'll give that one to you for now. But there'll come a time you'll be like, man, I got the camping and hike blues. I just want to go. You'll hit me up and be like, hey Jim, you want to go? You want to go camp? I'll be like, yeah, let's go. Let's take off. We'll go down Greenbrier River Trail or somewhere, right? And have a blast. But anyways, that's just where we're at. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. If you haven't done so, like I said, please hit the subscribe button. Go from there. I don't want to feel like I'm rambling on going on from there. Please buy a shirt. Please buy a cup, or please buy a hat if you want to know about M. Just hit me up in any of the comments on the page on YouTube. Be like, hey, Jim, I'm interested in buying a hat, a shirt, or a cup. What do I do? And I'll send you in the directions on how to make that happen. So we can make that take place. We can get some extra little things out there. And then we are on the weight loss shots. We're down 3 pounds first day. Done 10 rounds a box a day. We're down with our food. We're doing good. We're dropping weight. We're feeling great. We're going to get there. Got a new bag coming. We got gear reviews the next couple days from our shakedown, right? We're going to do our gear reviews. The good, the bad, the ugly. So stay tuned for all that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in here tonight. Thank you so much. Please, 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 take a hike. Would you? Just saying. Just take a hike, right?